All right, guys, welcome to today's reaction points. This is a midday update for Wednesday, October 15th, 2025. Hope the markets are treating you well. Let me show you right here. Again, we are just coming into the last hour of the trading day. My trading is pretty much done unless I see something really high odds, but I'll show you a couple opportunities here in the S&P, and then we'll flip over to the NASDAQ. Coming into this morning here, you can see prices were hovering around the European highs. That was around 67.31. We took that out pretty much immediately as we transitioned into the 7 a.m. Central time frame. Notice that we have kind of this stair-step steep trend line up. We can draw a trend line on that, and if we get a divergence signal, which we did right here, we'll go ahead and work a sell stop market order below that trend line to trigger us into the trade. And that gave us a 2-to-1 reward versus risk on the trade. We went sideways here during the rest of the pre-market. Here's where we opened up for New York session, generally avoiding this noise unless, again, it's a very high probability setup. And what we ended up doing here in the first really 30 minutes to 45 minutes of the day is we pushed up into this area. Now, why would you be looking at this area? Well, we've got a couple lines here. What those lines represent is a prior 2-week close and a prior month high, where we know, again, a high probability reaction point, especially that prior month high. Market shot straight up here and got rejected with candlesticks, confirmations, and bearish momentum. And we got a 3S code sell signal. So that set us up again for a quick plus 1.5 there, and then a plus 2 right there. And you can see the strength of the trend here, 5 and 21, widespread. You can see a lot of selling pressure coming in. So we're really ignoring, what's going on here as we tap into monthly open, tap back into prior day high. There's really nothing telling us here to get long until we come down to our next confluence level, which is what? A euro low and the midnight open. And guess what we have this time? We have bullish divergence and another 3S code buy. That gets you long at 67.12. 67.12, you put your mechanical based plus 1.5 into the market. There's your 1.5. Doesn't quite get to our plus 2 before rolling back over and stopping at break even on the bounce. Now, if you come down here, you can see this is just a brief pause in the selling to come. Brief pause around 67.20. Market gets slammed down all the way to 66.50. Well, in hindsight, you go, well, what or why? How do we know that this is the bottom or this is where we would want to buy? Now, you don't. You don't know that this is going to be the bottom, and it still may not be with an hour or so left in the trading day. But we've sliced through the Asia lows and prior day close by a fair amount, 85 to 55, 30 some odd points. Yes, we do get a 3S code buy signal here at 66.70. We really need to kind of peel back the picture a little bit and see, do we have any other possible confluence on why markets did stop here? And if we look at this is interesting, is where did we stop? Right here at 66.50. 66.50. Let's go back a little bit further here. And what we notice here is it's not right on the dot, but it took us back down through yesterday's, back to the Euro highs, and also down here to the New York lows and the European lows on Monday. Okay, so that is a possible hint on why we stopped there. Always find that interesting. So some very high probability trade setups there. If we look over at the NASDAQ today, the fast moving NASDAQ, huge range today, 25,110, 24,660. We had a similar situation, similar scenario. Here we push up above the European highs. Not a high probability trade because we've got these levels to the upside, prior day high and prior month high, although it did work out. You did get a flush down into the 8:30 cash open. But then later on, after the first 30 minutes, we push into that prior day high, prior month high right here. Boom, boom. Still looking for confirmation. We start to get 3S code sell signals here. with the 5 and 21s rolling over, bearish momentum confirming, and then we absolutely fall out of bed. So nothing going on right here. Chop zone, you can see where markets are reacting and why. Then as this flush continues, the NASDAQ does give us a little bit better picture. Remember, the S&P up here didn't really give us anything. So pretend those red lines aren't here. On the NASDAQ, we don't have to draw any lines, right? We have prior day close, the new day open, Asia low, weekly close, and here we go. We get a 3S code buy, ends up being the low of the day. There's your entry, risk below the swing low. Plus 1.5 is target 1, and then plus 2 to 1 right there. There you go, you're in and out, and you can be done with the day. So make sure you give this video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe if you want to continue receiving this information. Guys, this is right out of our coaching and mentoring and mastermind playbook. If you have any interest at all in learning how to do this, have a conversation with me, make sure you go to t2markets.com, schedule a call, and I can't wait to talk to you.